Okay, so that'll actually fit on there.
Yeah, 4-wheel fit on here.
But
you don't want to use a torque stick and something heavy duty like that with an inch drive instead of a 1/4-inch drive like that. You don't necessarily want to use that for putting them back on. It's good for brake coming off if you can't get it off with a 4-way. Okay, so this is one size up from a 3/4. It's got a washer flange on it that clamps flat onto the surface of this aluminum rim. You don't want to over tighten these too much, hand tight, and they're, like we talked about earlier, there is a ratio for foot pounds. Like if you have a breaker bar and it's 18 inches, so on and so forth, there's a kind of like a formula for the amount you weigh putting that force down. So say you weigh 200 pounds and you got a 1-foot breaker bar, you know, it's going to put it up 350, 400 foot-pounds of torque. It's not just going to be your weight. When you go to break a tire down, say this tire was flat, you want to pop all these loose so you don't have it jacked up, because then the tire will spin. Same thing with tightening it. So, boom, that one's loose.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think that would be strong enough to loosen it.
Boom, that one's loose.
Okay.
You know, and then when you go to tighten them, because see, that's 12 inches. So you can look at it as kind of like a leverage type thing, reverse leverage. You're implying leverage. So,
so in those videos where the guys get a 3-foot bar, you really don't need that then, huh?
To break them off sometimes, to get them off, sure, but a 3-foot bar to put them on,
no.
You're going to tighten this so hard that you're going to damage that aluminum.
Yeah.
And they just started incorporating these flanges. If you have older aluminum on an older vehicle, they're what's called, they're perforated. They're called Acorn Nuts. It looks like an acorn. It's straight, and then it comes down, and it fits inside of that hole in such a way that it centers the wheel by itself.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Some rims depend on the holes that are beveled out to straighten the wheel. These ones in particular, for newer Fords and Chevys, they depend on the center hub to center the wheel. Meaning, when this stud comes out, there's little to no play in there. And when I say that, here, I'll show you an example.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying there, but
I'll show them. When I say, and these are never seized up really nice. You want to keep your threads with some kind of never seize. Okay, so if there's ever a burr of metal or something wrong with the threads, okay, there's little to no play in there when you slide those studs through the holes in this wheel. When I was talking about the older style, this hole will be out to here, but it's waddled out and beveled. So the Acorn Nut, it's called an Acorn Nut, usually for steel rims, they quit using them on aluminum, will sit inside of there and make the wheel center. These new styles, even on the Lincoln, even if it does have Acorn Nuts on there, it's depending on this center hub. It could be the front or the back to keep the wheel straight, and there's no play. And then that's your clamping surface. So, and you can get a feel for the foot-pounds of torque.
That bottom part, is that rubber?
No, that's metal. That's a little metal, like it. We call it a skirt, but it's pretty much a washer that basically gives you clamping force. You know what I'm saying? It's clamping that. Oh yeah, them are seized up nice. And that's a high pressure valve right there. It's brass and rubber. Where's my 13/16?
So 13/16.
Pretty sure. Don't want to over tighten them. You'd be surprised. Some guys are under the impression that you'd rather be too tight than too loose. That's not accurate.
So that's all you really have to do. Do you know offhand how to use these things?
Yeah, but you gotta have a socket that fits on there. Do you?
Oh, okay. No. That was my main question. I didn't know what socket to get. So that wrench was way too big. I stood there and I looked at
No, maybe not. No. There's
No.
a little play in it.
no,
isn't
this
it?
here.
That's a 1-inch drive. You'd have to get an adapter to bring you down to a 1/4-inch drive. It would look like this.
Okay.
It would look like that. See, that's 1/4-inch to 1/4-inch. That's just an extension.
Oh, okay.
That's an extension, so this thing can fit into here.
Oh, okay.
And you could just put it on a wrench. So logically, if you had the adapter on here, boom. But that'd be only for taking them off, not putting them on. You put them on with this big bitch, you might snap the adapter.
Oh.
You might snap a stud. Because it's a lot. You do the math on the foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
People don't keep that in their mind.
I only bought the big one because I didn't know for sure, and I've watched videos where the guys just bend the rod.
Yeah, see.
So I figured I just
Well, because what happens with steel on aluminum will lock up. It'll lock up. It'll fuse right onto them. And not just from being threaded on there tight, it's from being threaded on there so tight that you bend or you dent the aluminum and it just don't come off.
So,
I worked at Firestone for 13 years and it's happened a handful of times.
so putting them off and on with the 4-way is good enough.
It's good enough, but then when you're done snugging them on with the 4-way, drop the vehicle all the way down when you're tightening them and when you're loosening them and take them off. Set the torque where you need it for your vehicle and the size of the tires and the year. Google it, and you literally set it, and it'll click twice. Snap, 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 snap. And there is a bolt pattern too.
Okay. So
It goes. You want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't want to go this side and then this side because you might get what's called a wheel cock. You'll be cocked out one way. See what I'm saying? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're just tightening them down with the 4-way, that's not necessary. I recommend you snug the bottom, snug the top, and then go this side and then this side. So they're snug now and they're ready to go. Then when you hit them to actually torque down on them and make them tight, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So hand tight with
6.
that thing is good enough.
7, 8.
But
I wouldn't use the word hand tight because you got a foot there and the pressure from your strength.
okay.
You know, and even a female, I could teach a female how to do this. As long as you know what you're doing. See, that's the problem. People don't know what they're doing. People don't know how to do this. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know. How would you know unless you've actually done it
That's why we're doing a video.
or seen it done? Even if you watch the video, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I can watch videos on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but like I can watch it again. Johnny can watch it in 20 years. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
sure.
even our great
So then,
grandkids. You know?
after you get it tightened down with that,
That's where you use this.
then you set this.
Okay.
So then you drop your jack, whatever you got going on, you go through and torque it.
So short one's okay, or you think the longer one was better?
Doesn't matter as long as your setting hits the torque you need.
Okay.
The only time you'll need something that's that big with that much leverage where you're getting 2 clicks and the thing's over 18 inches long is usually larger applications. When I say larger applications, I mean 19.5-inch rim size and up. So those are semi-trucks,
Okay.
some ambulances, some fire rescue trucks, full-size semis, full-size fire truck, full-size dump trucks and semis. Yeah,
Okay.
you need the full big one.
So that was the one over there.
This would work good for like tractors and
Okay.
torquing semis and shit. Sure. Do you need that on a vehicle, a passenger vehicle? No. Do you even need it on your work truck or a dump truck?
So
No.
that 1/2 inch, that's actually the same size as that breaker bar then.
No.
Half inch.
It's half the size. That's an inch drive. That's an inch. No, that's a 3/4 drive.
Oh, okay. Okay.
These are quarters. This is what most people have.
So quarter's good enough for the pickup truck.
That's all you want to use usually, because you'll
Okay.
start breaking stuff.
Okay.
It's no necessity.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll throw it in
if
the
you're trying to
basement,
get
forget
something
about
off, cool. But putting
Okay.
it back on, no. You can use big and hard to take off. If you're having problems with them seizing on there or locking up, cool.
it. Okay.
But anything else, that's no.
So, what kind of nut or what kind of socket do I need for that? 3/8 inch on one side, and then it has to be long, right? Because it has to fit back there. Or
Are you asking if you need an adapter like this?
yeah, yeah. What type of socket do I need to make that work?
This is a 3/8 inch drive. Can we open it?
Yeah. You want me to go get the truck manual, and we can
Do that.
look up the torque? I've got regular sockets in the basement. Would that work on here, or you have to have a special truck socket?
See?
Yeah.
That's a 3/8 inch drive. That's one size down. You'd need an adapter. You'd need an adapter up to a 1/4 inch drive.
But like, because that sits back so far, don't you need like a deep socket or something?
Not necessarily.
No?
Because let's hypothetically take a look at it. Okay, there's deep well and shallow well sockets. This is right in between. Okay, that's 3/4. That's one size smaller than we need. We need up one size. But hypothetically, say we had that on there, put the batteries in, we set it, and usually the manuals in here will tell you about how many foot-pounds of torque, and they'll be spot on. Look, you just hold it at a different angle. Well, I guess it could form to be a problem with this mid-well socket, so you'd need what's
Yeah.
called a deep well socket. So that would be this. Either a flip socket or something deeper. You've seen the shallow ones in your tools. They're only that big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a deep well, you got your adapter. Where is it? Right here. This is a flip socket. It's got one size on one end, one size on the other. In this case, it's 13 16ths and 7/8. So, boom, boom. Set that. Oh yeah, that worked fine. Click, 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 click. It should click twice. These digital ones might beep. I mean, you got batteries with it. I don't know if that's for the digital readout. Most of them, the expensive ones from like Snap-on and Mac Tools, it's big like that one, but you just twist it. And it will not go any tighter than what you have it set at.
Oh, so there's no way you can make it tighter than it's supposed to then.
You have the torque set on here? No, there's not. Unless
Okay.
you already have it tighter with that. That's why you snug them on with that. Then you go through and torque them. See, don't be alarmed if you have to go a couple times and then click, click. 1, 2, click, click. Or this one might be click. Okay? But sometimes right off the jump, click, click. That means it's right on or it's tighter already.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be careful, and you don't want a bar that's too long because you're putting too many foot-pounds of torque on there.
Okay. So,
That could damage your aluminum rim.
will I be able to buy just a long socket, or do I always
Absolutely.
have to have? Okay.
Absolutely.
Can I get them at Lowe's, or I gotta go
You
parts
can get them
store?
at Lowe's, Home Depot, O'Reilly, AutoZone,
Okay.
you name it.
So 3/8 on one
That's
one
a 3/8.
side.
That's a 3/8 drive.
3/8 on one side.
You
and-
want to stick to 1/4 inch. There's a 1/4.
Oh, okay. So that's too small for the truck.
This is the 3-inch adapter. This is. See, that's 3/4. That's almost an inch. Big impact guns and stuff like this that are the full 1-inch drive are for semi trucks, big shit.
Okay.
The 3/4 drive It's kind of in between. It's for breaking stuff off. So that's a good buy.
Yeah, for $20.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
It's like $21, I think.
Because there's bearings and stuff in here. You can break these.
So that's too small for the truck?
Mm.
You think that was the only two sizes?
That's got a 1/2 inch drive on it. So it's in between those two.
Yeah.
But it's not a 1/4 inch drive.
Yeah.
See, if you've got the 1/4 inch drive, that's probably why they're on sale, because people always buy the 1/4.
Yeah.
Because all your impact guns, a lot of your deep well sockets snap on predominantly. If you were to be a mechanic or have a big snap on chest, you're gonna have smaller stuff, for wrenching on little stuff. But a 1/4 inch drive, man.
So that's why no one was buying them, because
They're unnecessary.
they're odd sizes.
That's right. I mean, I wouldn't say odd. I'd say specialty is what I'd say. Specialty sizes.
More for a car.
More for, say we popped your hood or we wanted to take shit out in the dash.
Oh,
or,
okay.
You know, you'd use a smaller impact gun and you'd have a smaller drive on it. And you'd zip, 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 zip. Say we're changing a headlight and there's some mounts and crap before we adjust where it's beaming. It's beam adjustments. Or just like if you pop your hood on any car,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
going to be bolts. Okay, and a lot of those are anywhere from a 1/2 inch, 7/16, 9/16, or
Okay.
sometimes they're millimeter.
Okay. Cool.